The story around living a legacy outdoors is an extension of, well, what else could I do in living my legacy life and taking forth the stories or the contributions of the projects. And in the sequence that I've been shooting with this vlog series, I've come from living legacy life to living legacy stories, and then I chose living legacy outdoors. So you could choose grandparents, you could travel, cooking. So living legacy traveling, living legacy grandparents. There's lots of different ways in which you can unfold the story of yours, or through the contributions of projects, or all of those. And when you're able to sort of say, this is the pathway that I'm going to take, you now have different ways in which to unfold and infold what you want to learn, what you want to know, what do you want to decide, the actions, the outcomes. You have a lot more options to work with. And if you go back to the Truth of Wealth movement, which was the sort of start of the vlog here, the vlog series, one of the things to think about in living your legacy life out of your wealth movement is, what's your intention? What do you want to improve, focus, and strengthen? I've chosen to do something out of the outer doors, or with the outer doors, I think is a better way to express it. And that's what I'm going to be bringing forward in one of the other videos around agroforestry and food forests and fundraising and what that all means. But as I move forward into the next video, I'll be looking at legacy. So there's a sequence here that you can play with as you're looking at what's the possibilities of your legacy as a whole. One of the great things about the morning is watching that sunrise come up and just enjoy what it has to bring to the day, and as it starts to unfold the landscape that's in front of you. There's something to be said for it. I always get moved by it every morning when I get up and I come out, and I just sort of, oh, isn't it neat? And how nature is really about muse and metaphor and self-care companion and living systems educator, and an inspiration for every breath. And there's so much that can be interacted with here, so much that I can learn every day, because it's always a bit of a shift. The birds flying from the pond as the deer are walking by on the slopes. So I just thought I would acknowledge it here in this video as I'm helping you to appreciate living legacy outdoors and filling in some of the story and the ways in which nature, the outdoors, well, for me, and if it helps you, then great. That's a wonderful way of going about living any given day, is it not? One of the great things about walking with nature is when you come back and you get a chance to just sit down and reflect on a little bit of what just took place. And you come to really appreciate this notion of truth, trust, and transparency. Truth in the sense of the value is that as you've experimented, in other words, you walked with nature or bicycled or whatever you may have done to move through the different kinds of natural environments, you get to find out that there's truth here, is that there are no lies. Why would nature lie? It's just there. It's going to be enjoyable for you. So there's truth. The trust aspect is because you can appreciate that what is going to be there at what time in the day or what time in the seasons, it's there. You can trust it. It's going to be present. The beautiful thing in our neck of the woods at the moment is, as we move towards the 21st of June, there is a whole sense of, wow, okay, the sun is going to stay up for a lot longer, and get to really enjoy what the sun is all about. And then there is the sense of transparency, is that what it is that is here is for you to see, and there's not going to be hidden away. Maybe animals are going to move away if they're not going to interact with you. Sometimes the insects are not out, they're not as transparent, but other times of the day that they are. So there is this truth, trust, and transparency, and I liken that to how we interact with social media. And you've probably heard this in some way or another, is that truth is about what you like and know, right? And you go, okay, I know this person, I like this person, therefore I'm going to trust them and what they're doing, and I'm going to be transparent with them because I'm going to comment and share. So could we not do something similar like that with nature? And that's where nature-inspired stories are going to unfold for us, and to sort of see what's there and come out through all different kinds of stories. I'm creating parables and writing some prompt books. I don't know what you're going to be doing. If those are of interest and you want to learn more about them, then certainly reach out and we'll see what we can do. And with this sequence that I am outlining about wealth movement, living legacy life, living legacy stories, living legacy outdoors, which is where I am now, you can catch videos on the other ones, is leaning into where we're going around Legacent. And it's someone who is taking up the story of legacy, using principles and practices of mentoring and being a docent and other terms like that. And I'll shoot the next video around Legacent, because I think there's something in that one as well that you can interact with to improve focus and strength in what we're doing. I've actually taken up a position here at a neighbor's backyard. Where I sit, there's a slightly different view, and they said, "Hey, sure, if you want to shoot where we are and what we've got going on." And I like this one is because they've got a garden going on different levels. They've got that spruce tree that's just behind the pillar. You can see another tree in a flower pot out there. They're growing a new ornamental tree, and there, just sort of standing up, is the a birdhouse that unfortunately A, doesn't have a bird in it, and B, about a week or so back, the roof flew off because we had a big wind that came through. But then you can see in the background the forest. So it's quite a beautiful mix of all the different elements of our natural environment. Now, I might say, oh, fence, okay, but I appreciate that. There is one aspect of being with the planet, being for the world with the planet from the whole, that I would like to tackle or do something about with your assistance, all right? And it's around ignorance, complacency, and doubt. And it has to do with nature, because there are so many of the population of the world in whatever areas they are, where they're not knowing of what is nature and how beautiful it is and how it serves. It's sort of something that's foreign, it's away, it's over there, and they don't deal with it. And so from an ignorance point of view, they just don't understand what they don't know. And if we can help through stories and contributions and projects as outdoor educators, then I like that. I think there's something there that we can do. When it comes to the complacency or lack of action, there's a lot of people who think going down to the local park is a wilderness area. I've heard that many times, and I go, no, this is a park in the city. That's a paved area where you park your car, you get out, that's a picnic table, and that's where you're having your picnic. It's not what we would call going on a walk with nature. And I appreciate, again, if you don't know how to interact with it, it can be an issue. I understand that. But when it comes to the sense of doubt. Um, we have been told stories over the years, and some of those stories have always frightened, and people don't know if they want to go into the outdoors. And when you're new to a natural area, sometimes you go, "Oh, where do I go? How do I do this?" And I've actually come across that myself. There's a couple of times where I was in different parts of the world, and around me was different kinds of force and that. And it took me a little bit of time, but just easing my way in and finding out what's going on, what's there, talking to some of those who live close by, and just getting a sense of what that natural area is about. I came to appreciate it and found myself doing even deeper walks, but nothing that would put me in a non-safe place. And that's why often people will use safety as their sort of barrier and say, "Hey, listen, I don't think it's safe to go out there," and that's because they don't really know what they don't know. They have this sense of complacency, and there's some doubt that creeps in. Could we not be able to, in our writings and our prompt books and suggesting journals and other transmedia formats, help those who don't really understand, don't value the outdoors, to get them to do so and get them involved, even if it's from a walking point of view? Then we could chat about other ways in which to do it. I appreciate not everyone wants to go on a 10-day wilderness canoe trip. I had the pleasure of doing those, and I appreciate there's a lot of things that go on out there. But at the same time, what could we do to really open up other possibilities for persons? That's what I'd like to see that we could do, and that's a great contribution. There's a legacy story there that I think could unfold for us. Also, along the way, you're going to get to meet Gaffitalin. It is a imaginary tree shifting, shape shifting tree, and it can move from being a spruce to an alder to an oak, whatever it might be. And I'm creating stories. And if that sounds interesting, or if you've got something similar, you go, "Hang on a minute, is that, let's have a conversation about that and see where that takes us." I would really appreciate that. But Gaffitalin, oh, what's that about? So, as you start to watch what's taking place now, you'll notice that there are videos and playlists that are being put up here for you. The video is one that's recommended to continue your storyline. If not, go into the playlist called the vlog. But also, what I've done is I put up the link to the shorts videos, which are almost daily prompts, probably 4 out of 7 days. I put up these, and they're really great for your journaling. So, with that, if there's any comments, put them down below. I wish you the best and take care.